modern day masculine man, take one.
Ooh, what makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't bend, I won't break, you are not me and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do. Modern masculine man. Welcome to Man School.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man Podcast, Mitch. Woo! What up, what up, what up? We got some volume, something going in the background. I wonder, is that me? What's up, Miss Carla? How you doing?
I'm good, love. How are you?
Let me go ahead and ask the people like I ask them every time we get on. Is the sound good? I'm setting up this TikTok. Can y'all hear everything good? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear everything good. I'm about to set this TikTok up over there. Boom, boom, boom. Go live, TikTok. Set boy up. And there it is. Sorry for y'all. So my man Chris Mayfield said we got good sound. So how you doing tonight, Miss Carla?
I'm amazing. I'm feeling it.
You said you're doing it.
I'm feeling it.
Feeling it. All right. I'm so looking forward to this conversation because I want to see what the other fellas think. I want to see what the ladies think. I want to see what you think. I know what I think. I know how I feel. So let's clap our way on into the subject tonight. I want to say you look good. Your lighting look good. Your hair look good. Your neckline look good. Let's get it on. What are we talking about? Wednesday night, ranting and raving. What we talking about tonight?
Okay, welcome everybody. I am Coach Carla Nicole, and I am here to get us started. What we are going to talk about this evening is why men don't feel comfortable telling women the truth. What moved me to talk about this is I'm finding that many men are stressed just out of various different podcasts I'm watching. I'm seeing a lot of men talking about how frustrated they are with what's going on in relationships. And I understand, I guess, you know, we've had on our previous shows where men have talked about, you have actually talked about man code and how men, you know, you guys have your own conversations about what's going on and all this stuff. Yeah. And so I feel like a lot of times women have a tendency to be a little hush mouth with certain things they want to project or show their man. And so I want to talk about that tonight because I know a lot of times men don't know about the hush mouth stuff. Mm-hmm. You guys aren't aware that there's a lot of stuff that's been told through things through the grapevine, through years and years, generations and all kinds of stuff where we are taught certain things just by being women. And then also we don't really want to bring forth too much notice to the fact that we would rather you lie to us rather than tell us the truth. Most of us women don't want to admit this. We don't want to admit that we want to hear the lie because it's so much easier to digest. Mm-hmm. And the reason why, and here's the skinny, is the reason why we love the lies is because we internally have our internal dialogue to lie to ourselves.
Of course.
So when you lie to us, it feels good. It tastes good. We know you're lying. But if we can say he told me and then we catch you in the lie, then of course we have something to be drama over and all that stuff. So this is why I wanted to talk about it tonight. And I think that, I think gentlemen will start to be able to see what exactly has these women wanting not to really allow us to be in our truth starting with, just being honest with you. So
I think men generally lie because we've generally got a better response by lying. Like you kind of get what you want lying. I learned at an early age that was not the way to go. I would rather have 100% of women that really want me. I would rather have one woman that knows me and know the truth than have 10 women that have me in a lie, because it's like, that's where the headache come from, I believe. Like you said,
right.
as we get into it, when you say women like for men to lie to them, I don't necessarily call it liking for men to lie. But we're saying the same thing. It removes their accountability from them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no matter what I do in this situation, if I believe his lie, I can always blame it on him, and I can always tell myself that he lied. But deep in their heart, they know what they're doing and they know what they're getting into. It's just women like to avoid accountability, so men use it. You know what I'm saying? We've gotten better results from, we were taught to lie from little boy. The insurance man would come by the house to pick up the insurance money. My mama said, "Tell him I ain't here." The somebody called from AT&T phone bill. My mama said, "Tell him I ain't here." It's like we learn to lie from women. It's like we learn that lying is not a bad thing. We've seen the women in our family lie our whole lives. So, I just think when it all boils down to it, men have gotten a better result by lying. Like, shit, if I tell her I'm married, she might not give me what I want. If I tell her I got a woman, she may not give me what I want. If I tell her how bad my credit is, I might not get what I want. So I think men lie from a place of low self-esteem, but also a place of, hey, this gets me the results I want. Why tell her the truth? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I think, go ahead.
I want you to really explain why you say women want to be lied to, though. Explain. I want you to break down the psychology behind that. Why a woman would want to live in a lie in a situation instead of just, because I have my own reasons, but I want to hear from a woman, because to me, that's a mental illness. And that's why women literally drive themselves crazy. Like, want to live in a lie of a situation.
Well, if we start off from what you said earlier on, you talked about how, young men learn to lie young. Well, we learn to live in fantasy young. So if you can recall, when we were young little girls, we were taught to daydream and be caught up in the fantasy world. And in that fantasy, we enjoy being in it, where in the fantasy, it's a perfect world. We can do whatever we want. We can have whatever we want. We can have whomever we want. And everything is going well there. And so, if I'm honest, until we mature out of fantasy and rid of all delusions, we love staying in that mental state.
Okay.
So, for instance, if I'm in a relationship with you, Javon, and we're having a conversation and we're just talking and we're together, in my mind, I'm still projecting in my head what we're going to be. Even if we're, you know what I'm saying? Even if we're good here, it's cool, but I want to be here. And so a lot of women are taking their time in their headspace and in their heart and soul to stay lodged in the fantasy so that they can enjoy what they don't in reality.
So let me give you an example of what I can see this. So say, for example, a woman meets a guy that's handsome and he's got a big dick and he fucks her brains out. And she know this man based on the first night, how he talking, he ain't really got no job. He ain't got his shit together. So if he tell her he runs his own business,
right,
that's why he don't go to work every day. She say to herself, you know what, that dick good and he handsome. I don't believe that shit, but I'll let it ride so that I can keep fucking him. so that I can tell myself I'm fucking a handsome big dick entrepreneur instead of telling herself I'm fucking a handsome big dick man that's gonna need to use me. Like, is that what you're saying? Like, is it that it feels better to think that that something is not what it is? Like, how does that feel?
Well,
how does that feel better?
Well, actually, what you just said is real to real. What I'm saying is real to fantasy feels better. So real to real, you said he is big dick and he doesn't have a job, but he's telling me he's an entrepreneur. But real to fantasy is he is my everything. So he already is in love with me. He already takes me out. He buys me things. He does things for me that no other man has ever done. So although we have the great sex and all that, that's only a portion of it. But that's the drug. So the drug I get high off of is the sex. But the fantasy takes me to the next level of him being, oh my God, he's my man. He's with me. He's my everything.
Because to me, you just explained something that I didn't think you were explaining at first. I thought you were explaining my example. Sure. You saying that a woman can meet you said it almost like she's saying he's taking her out and doing great things for her.
In her mind. Yes, absolutely.
So he's doing everything, bothering the motherfucker.
Yes, because because you got to remember, Javon, he in reality isn't matching. So a lot of times, even when he's in her presence, she's not there with him. She's there with him physically, but mentally she's in tomorrow in her fantasy. We're going to be that.
I always thought women were crazy. I always said certain lies that women tell themselves to remain in situations where, but you are almost talking on some schizophrenia type shit. I never thought of it like that, and I'm almost want to push back and say, it's hard for me to believe that a woman could be in a bad situation with a man and telling herself, this is not bad.
Well, think about it. Look at Derrick Jackson. He's a man that's online, and women take to his persona and really get so engulfed in who he measures up to be in fantasy. See how he matches fantasy? Women start to get reeled in by that projective, that persona, that massiveness that they desire in a man.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
So even think about it. Even when a man is talking or saying certain things or gifting certain ideals that he's gonna be, a woman will drive that inside her spirit, even though in reality that's not happening. But his promises to her has her crazy in love with him.
Okay, so now the Derrick Jackson example made it a little bit more real to me, and it made it seem a little less fucking schizophrenic. What you're saying is, so say somebody like Derrick Jackson, he's a big, tall, handsome, muscular black guy, right? So you're saying because these women want to fuck this guy and look at him, that they'll listen at all that bullshit he talking every week, knowing he telling the goddamn lie. And this man then got caught cheating on his wife several times. And then tried to fix it. So you're saying that, okay, they will ignore. See, to me, that's like ignoring. That's a difference in believing a lie. I be thinking these women sitting at home saying, that's a big, handsome, old lying ass motherfucker, but I like looking at him. I don't be thinking the women actually believe in the bullshit he be selling them.
Right.
You think so? You saying that they really be believing the bullshit he's selling them?
Absolutely. Because that matches, because you have to recall now what we talked about. Women's
fantasy.
Fantasy is more real than the reality is. They're not even here.
I say all the time, there's an old saying, I think it was Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage and we are all just players making our entrances and exits. And I would tell my wife all the time, you know, I watch you when we out, or I just watch you and you're just like a little girl in your own world, live in your own fantasy. I think you got your own fucking camera crew. And that's, to me, that's how women walk around. Is that similar to what you're saying? Like when women are
Absolutely,
getting
yes.
dressed, they be in the mirror saying, "Ooh, this hair is gonna kill them today. They're gonna like
Yes,
this, and they like
absolutely.
these lashes, and they like this makeup. And when I go out, I'm gonna be walking like this. Kapunk, 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 better be. Ooh, 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 ooh."
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
really what that's what I really think women be walking around like they're a movie, like they think their life is a movie.
It
And
is.
thing is on them and people just looking at them and everywhere they go. But to think that a woman would just believe the shit Derek Jackson is spewing, I
Yes.
think. Now, let me tell you what I think. I think
Okay.
I think women are very, 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 very sharp. I'm gonna tell you what I think. Derek Jackson and this nigga named Yada, they say shit that women would love for men to subscribe to.
Yes.
So say, for example, women are gullible enough and stupid enough to believe that the social media world is reality. Now, I do agree what you say about the fantasy is better than reality. That's why you got
Absolutely.
sisters every day. They online shaking their ass, shaking their titties. They doing everything for these likes and cheers that is virtual. So I get
Right.
it.
Yes.
So I believe these women are sitting back and saying, everything that happened on social media, if more people say yes, that's how the world gonna respond. So if I can sway the social media sway, I give you a perfect example of what I mean. And I can only use myself.
Okay.
I had smashed this woman probably about 4-5 years ago. However long it was a song out. If I hit it one time, I one night her. If I hit it 2 times, then I like her. If I hit it 3 times, then I wife her. And after
Okay.
I had sex with this woman 3 times, she was like, "That mean you like me? I know you married." I said, "What you mean?" She said, "You know what they say? If you hit it 3 times, I'm a wife." I said, "What the fuck you mean?" They say that's one man said that in a song. Now,
Right.
get my point.
Yes.
Women will take that pop culture saying, and
Yes.
because it's so popular, and because everybody dance to that song, and men like it, and men sing it. If I hit it 3 times, I'm a wife her. Women will take that and internalize that.
Yes.
Same way the shit with Steve Harvey talking about 90 days. If it's popular, women will internalize it. Love languages. If it's pop culture popular, women will internalize it. So when Derek Jackson and Yada say stuff like men should pay everything, he should give his wife a salary, men should do this. Women are taking these things and internalizing them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
And they say, yeah, cheer it on, Derek Jackson. You're speaking the language that we want to hear because you may change the actual landscape.
Minds of men.
Exactly. And it's not changing it. So that's what I think women is having. I think women is cheering on bullshit, hoping that the landscape change. I don't be thinking these women really be believing these motherfuckers.
Well, I think it's like I told you, I think that a lot of times women have a tendency to get caught up in what they want to hear. If you can pay attention to the makeup of a woman, the makeup of a woman is we love hearing what we want to hear.
Yeah.
But you have to remember that certain men can say certain things and it'll move women in the masses. Derek Jackson is attractive enough and has enough physical appeal to drive women's savory eye test that's going to say, "Ooh, he physically meets my tall, dark, and handsome in my mind. So he meets what I want physically." So when he says what I want to hear, even though I know it's BS, if he says what I want to hear, I'm more apt to allowing the lie in my mind.
So let me ask you something.
I'll allow the lie. Knowing y'all going, well, it's not true, but I'll allow it.
Now, this is what I think, and I'm gonna ask you. Now, I take a woman like you, Miss Carla, and I know you my type of woman. Anybody can see that You're my type of woman. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I be thinking them Derek Jackson followers be them cornball dweeb ass women that don't know nothing about life. Now, when you see a guy like Derek Jackson, in my mind, I think you see that's a bullshitting ass nigga, and you see right through the bullshit.
Right.
What do you think about him?
So when I first started watching Derek Jackson, I was just kind of curious to where his psyche was going with the stuff. Like, what is this exactly, and where are you coming from? I remember watching him, and I remember being a little annoyed by his pandering, and that was the part that was bothersome to me, because I know the real. I don't live in fantasy anymore, but I do understand why he was getting the women
I see what you're saying.
Fall for him.
Yeah.
So I understood that. Well, now Derek is attractive. Derek would catch my physical eye, but after he starts talking, I'm not attracted to men that are women in men's bodies. Yeah. That doesn't attract me. So I like men. But a lot of women are more attracted to men that are women in men's bodies.
Yeah, a man that talk like a woman gonna go get his nails done. So women got this saying. This is how I know. This is why I believe what I believe. Women have this saying that they call other women. When another woman is what they perceive as pandering, which is really another woman just telling the truth, they call them pick-me's.
Pick-me's, yeah.
So if a woman can see what, or accuse another woman of you just saying some shit to get the men on your side, why can't they see that that's fucking what Derek Jackson is doing?
Well, they do see it, but they still like it, because again, those women that are intrigued, infatuated, and desire and stay a follower to him are women that want a man like him.
Yeah.
So they desire a man that is going to cater to the fantasy. Most men that are really not going to follow through, after a while, they know that this is not going to last me so long. So let me enjoy the ride. Yeah, but women that want you to continue to lie to them also lie to themselves. So there is no authenticity in the relationship.
With him, I just be feeling like, and this is what makes me, I'm not trying to say anything to hate on the guy. I think the guy, when I see a man that work out every day and disciplined and fit, it says something about his level of discipline to me. So I admire any man that's fit. But then I also know when a nigga doing steroids, you know what I'm saying? Or when a nigga just doing too much, meaning me personally, I don't think average women who are good women, I don't think women like no big muscle head motherfucker like that. I really think that them just cornball dweeb ass women who don't know men, who will sit here and listen to that fantasy bullshit. It's like this. This is how I equate him or most people. You ever go to church? You ever notice if you really listen to me, you can tell that I'm a man's man. You know what I'm saying? Now, you could tell that I'm a man that want to hold a woman accountable. You could tell I'm a man that love women, but you could tell that I'm a man's man. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to church and you listen at certain social media personalities, you can tell these niggas are talking directly to the women. You know what I'm saying? They are mans for women. It's like when the pastor preaching, y'all know the God gonna do this, girl. It's like when he preaching to the women. Like it's almost like, we got some good men in here and God gonna bless you with a husband. And it's like you never hear the pastor say, oh man, there's some good women in here, man. We need the men in here. Get married. It's always like, so you could tell when somebody is kind of pandering to a woman. And to me, when a woman do shit like that, it turns me off. Like when a woman hop in my inbox, peace king, hello God, or something, I'll be like, bitch, go ahead with that silly dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna holler, don't try to peace king me. And that's how I feel like this internet pandering movement is. queen,
Right.
peace queen, you're the
Right.
highest, you're God, and saying all
Mhm.
this dumb shit that women know that they don't believe.
Right.
Do you think that when it's all said and done, as long as a woman can shift the blame, she cool? Like she can, I think women can look down the corridor of time when they in a situation with a man and say, I know this shit ain't gonna work, but it
Mhm.
looked good to people. Now,
Mhm.
I already know how I'm gonna say this shit blew up and blame this shit on this nigga if this shit don't ever go right. Based on the lies that he had already told me that I act like I believed up front.
Right, right. Well, a lot of times remember I told you that women love the lies, but they also, when you want to talk about accountability, here's where the challenges come in. When there's accountability issues and women that don't want to own their own truths, this is why it's tragic for a man to get involved with women like this, because he finds out that she is so accustomed to not having to be accountable. So when she gets with a man that is really going to start to make her accountable, she starts to cave. And then she starts to get really upset, to a whole nother level of upset, because he's just crashing her fantasy. So the fantasy of you can be a real challenge. You could be being cheated on by you in her head.
Wow. Wow.
So
I know for a fact when me and my wife first got married, you know, I was a school teacher and I was the type of school teacher. I'm the teacher in the school. I'm fresh every motherfucking day. The women love me. I go to
Mhm.
school. I'm driving a nice car. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I dress nice. And
Right.
when I would always get off work, I would stop by her salon, drop her something to eat off, or pick the boys up, or to say hi. And
Right.
she would get to see me walk into her salon, and the salon full of women, and this big, tall, 6'6", handsome motherfucker coming here dressed nice,
Right.
smelling good. And when she
Mhm.
would get home, she would just have a different attitude. And one day I see you after work, you be happy when you get home. She was, could you keep your dress work clothes on? Cause I just be wanting to come home to you in your work clothes. Cause you let me stop this alarm.
No, you're good.
And I would tell her, when I get off work, I take the boys to football practice. Your
Mhm.
sons to football practice. And I change into something that I can run around in.
Right.
So you got this fantasy of coming
Yes.
home from work. Now,
Yes.
mind you, she get off work at 7:30, 8, 9 o'clock from doing hair.
Mhm.
And I'm supposed to be still in my goddamn work clothes. So you walk in the door like, yeah, I'm still looking good for you. You know? I was like, that don't make no fucking sense. I'm like, I'm actually outside playing with your sons with the football and shit. I said, you want me to keep my work clothes on? You making me less of a fucking father. You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn.
Right. But again, we're going back to, in her mind, that's her, that's the man that she's lustful over.
Yeah.
So that version of you is stuck in her mind after you left the shop. She still got you there. So when you come home, you're crashing her vision. And she's
Yeah.
like, what is this? That is not the man that left. You came in there all sharp and smelling good stuff. She's like, ooh, yes. And she gets home from work all day. She's wanting to get the model Javon that came to the salon. And
Yeah.
you are just like, I was running around with the kids all day. She's like, no, can you shower and put that back on?
Yeah.
And
Put
you're
that
like,
shit
what
back
the
on.
hell? But this is what I mean. And I'm trying to help men to understand why the woman mind can find them in so much frustration, is that women are oftentimes in fantasy. So unless a woman becomes a realist and gets out of being so infatuated with the fantasies, she's going to stay rooted in living in tomorrow or in yesterday. So say, for instance, you have a
You
really
said
good
a lot.
love scene. I'm talking about you turned a woman up in the bedroom. Now that happened 4 or 5 years ago. She's now moved on and married to her husband she's been with for
Mhm.
3 or 4 years.
Talk.
That damn vision is in her head like it just happened yesterday. So anytime her husband or her main dude, or if she's in a tribe of men, if she's dealing with any dudes on that, they are oftentimes don't know that they're at high risk to get demoted in her mind because she stays focused on, man, if I could just find his phone number. Or I don't even know if his phone number is the same. So now she done calling the old number because they can. I mean, that fantasy is so fresh in the mind. Here, check this out. I strongly suggest that a woman that is not lodged or has not evolved her mind into realism, create the stories. Create them in plays, create them in writings, create them in shows, create them in a web series. Create, because that helps a woman to develop detaching from the fantasy, creating something that helps her to still stay in the fantasy, but it also draws her into reality because now I can still look forward to my fantasy, but my reality I'm coming to be more enjoyed of.
Hold on. So let me get this. So this is like advice so I can make sure I'm understanding. You're saying that women creating helps them come out of fantasy land because it shows them the difference in true fantasy and reality. Absolutely. So a woman writing a book or writing some shit about a love or journaling her fantasies will help her live in reality.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you something. You said something major because I know I've been in situations with women that they was trying to get me to try some shit they did with another nigga. And I know when that's going down. Can you meet me here and we meet outside and we have sex under the rainbow at the Stargate Hotel? Bitch, you did that with another nigga. You trying to recreate a moment with me. You know what I'm saying?
It's a reenactment. It's a reenactment. Absolutely. It's a reenactment.
Yeah, and I've had a situation with a chick that I dated that was older back in the day, and I really like this woman, but she would like want the same episodes. It's like one day, you know, she picked me up and we went to the park. We went to a little local park. I went in the store, got some steaks and grilled some steaks at a local park, right? At the local park. Just we ate some steaks at a local park and we ended up like making out. We didn't fuck on the ground outside, but just kind of making out. And she would just be like, let's get some steaks and go to that park again. And I would be like, bitch, that was an accidental moment. Like, why you keep trying to recreate this moment? It's like in her mind, like, I would have fucked if it would have been perfect if we would have did this, and this. And I could tell it would be situations where she would like go a little further each time, like living out this fantasy in her head. Like, that was such a moment. Let's live that over. Let's do it in the car again. Because hey, that was a one-time night. You're not going to get the same me, baby. That was me just like, hey, what's up? Damn, what you doing? I want some pussy so bad. And you met me. And then you got a hammering or something good, quick. And it was quick and it was good. And it was, she wanted that tomorrow. She wanted, hey, let's do what we did last night. I'm like, hey, it's not going to be the same, baby. Like, God.
Right. But that's why, this is what I mean. This is why do you think women are more drawn to the drama series? Empire and all those different shows. I know me and my daughter, we were stuck on Stupid, on Girlfriends, and on all of those different shows, and we would just run home and like, yes, we love it. But we would get stuck on the it's like the fantasy of, is he gonna kiss her this time? Are they gonna go here? Is he gonna take her there? All of that fantasy that we have in our minds, we get to live through the show. So this is why most women get caught up in the soap operas. This is why most women get caught up in the Empires and all of those shows, because oftentimes we don't get all that drama and stuff in real life. So we tend to get drawn in, into the shows, into the fantasy.
And I'm going to tell you another thing I notice on these shows that women say they like. Women seem like you ain't got a good show lest the motherfucker start with a nigga cheating on a bitch.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like if
Right.
I believe if you have a show that starts with a single woman and she's
Mhm.
single and she meet a man and they
Mhm.
fall in love and get married and the show ends, bitches be like, that shit whack. What
Right.
kind of whack shit is that? A woman falling in love and getting married. Where was
Right,
the
right.
motherfucking ex that she fucked the night before the wedding at? What happened? Why did that
Yeah.
shit whack? It's like for women, think about
Mhm.
all the most major best fucking movies for women, right?
Mhm.
It's always involved. I got fucked around on first. I got to get cheated on first. And
Absolutely.
then some new guy come in. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It seems like to women, romance is actually cheating. I believe
Yes,
to women,
it is.
romance is a back and forth. Now, you break that down because I don't want to get to, because people think I'm crazy. I just said to women, romance is cheating. You said it is. Now,
It is.
break down to me what how you feel about that.
Well, because when you think about it, it's the polar opposite of what we desire in our hearts and souls. So
Mm,
we claim we want a man all to ourselves. We want all of him. We don't want to share him. We don't want him to have different women. We don't want none of that. We want him to ourselves, right? Correct?
yeah.
What's the polar opposite energy of that? He's
Cheat.
effing around with all
Yeah.
these women,
Yeah.
right? So if you can understand the romanticism around it, is the fact that the woman gets to be the winner in the end.
Mm,
So, for instance, if I got a man and he's out here with this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and I keep busting him, maybe not on all of them, but I catch him with this one or whatever, and then we're getting into a back and forth, and I'm done with him, I'm through with him, don't call me no more, and then it's 3 a.m. and he's calling, hey babe, I just want to talk and whatever. You're like, okay, and but why do you keep doing this to my hurting my ass or whatever we say or whatever, going back and forth? Why hurting my ass? It's just bullshit. And you keep coming over here and telling me these lies, and I keep busting you. And I know, babe, I'm gonna try harder. I'm not gonna do it no more. And all this back and forth. That back and forth is actually energy that women enjoy having
I
because they
promise
like
you.
the passion, they like the win, they like the frustration, the stress. However, once they get to the point where they think he's finally figured it out and he's got it together, and now we can go down this aisle and get married, we're expecting him to behave and be monogamous, right? Only with us. Then
Yeah.
it happens again. Now the fantasy's not happening. It's not, but you said at the altar you weren't going to do this no more. Now they're back and forth again, right? But again, the stress of catching him, going through his phone, seeing what he's doing, monitoring him, putting him under surveillance, having your girls, let me know if you see him over there. I know, Sarah's over there.
Page for me, sneak watch his page, girl. Sneak watch
Absolutely.
his
All
page.
of those things. Once a woman gets to the point where she's like, yeah, I'm going to check and make sure and all this stuff, that man, he's going through a frustration, but it's romanticism in her mind because
Exactly.
he is the prize at the end of the day.
You just explained exactly how I feel. Like it's almost like I need something going on to feel alive.
Yes,
Like
because they're out of purpose.
yeah, it's almost like if my relationship ain't got something going on, I don't feel alive.
Right.
I've like I said, I've had women in the past, long time ago. I done chilled out. I've had
Right.
women just hit me up and be like, say something crazy, and I'd be like, oh, you want some attention. You want me to cut. Bitch, don't call my motherfucking phone asking me no dumb shit like that. And you know I'm married. Then I'd be like, that's good. You feel good now? You like that? and they would laugh because it's like, I'm the type of person, I call myself the woman whisperer because I know women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, it's almost like in a relationship, texting your man in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And he at work saying some shit like, I just ain't feeling good today. We got some stuff we need to talk about. He texts you right back because now you fucking his day up. He
Right.
wants to know what's going on. What's wrong?
Right.
What's wrong? And then you text back, I don't want to talk about it right now. I'm okay. And it's like that woman feel like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
I done put
Accomplished.
some on his
I
mind.
want to see if I matter. Yeah. That's that. I want to see if I matter energy. But
Oh,
show me
man.
something.
Oh,
I want
man.
to see if I matter.
And it's like so many women do the same thing that men see right through it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's, let me ask you something. Since we talking about lying,
Mhm.
why do women seem to tell the same goddamn lie? Why aren't y'all creative? If y'all live in y'all fantasy world so much, why do women tell the same exact fucking lie? When I first met my wife and we got married, I would say to her, you tell, my granddaddy used to say, all women are the same. Some are
Mhm.
just worse. You get it?
Mhm. I
All
get it.
women are the same. Some are just worse. Get you one that ain't worse. So he really saying, if you get one that ain't fucked up, she gonna be just like every other woman. So I would tell
Right.
my wife, you say the exact same thing that every other woman says. Now let me give you an example of this.
Okay.
Meeting women, right?
Mhm.
Meet a woman. Every woman I have ever sat across from having a drink, prospected dating, started off with this same line. I ain't for playing no games. You know what I'm saying? I'm real. And you know, however we gonna do this, you just be honest and upfront and said the same exact fucking thing. And
Right.
then I went through an era where you had when Black Planet first came out, you meet a woman and you meet her at Starbucks and she give you the same old fucking speech and you fuck her on the second time. And it's like, why do you think women aren't creative with the lies that they can tell men? Like women will say the same thing, like a guy approach a woman and say, I think you cheating on me. And every woman in the world will say, no, why would I cheat? Why would
Right.
I cheat? And it's like, because you want to fuck. So
Right.
I want to know, let me ask you, why do you think women can't be creative when it comes to lying and we see right through their bullshit?
Because what you just said is that all women are the same. Women see men the same.
Mm-hmm.
So if it works, if that lie worked with one, it'll work with all of them. And we don't think that the truth of the matter is we are mirrors to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So the truth of the matter is, if we continue with the same narrative and it works every time, then it's not going to be changed. For what? Why should I go into creator mode when I know it's going to work? It's just you want me to exert energy or something?
In the creator mode. Me and we got a different lie for every bitch. You know what I'm saying? I got to pull out lie number 304. You know what I'm saying? I got to pull out lie number 402. Women get home late. He's like, where you been at all night? Oh, I got drunk and slept on Carol's couch. It's like, bitch, every bitch I ever dealt with told me the same fucking lie. You know?
Carol always the person. What's up with this?
Yeah, it's like, every bitch I ever dealt with got drunk and her bed slept on Keisha's couch. Keisha, y'all used the same fucking name. I was over Keisha's house. Keisha's man.
And we make sure, now you got to understand, we make sure that Keisha got the story right. So we already have it well prepped up. So she knows to say the exact same thing. So we're eye to eye.
Yeah, it's the same name though. I'm like, damn, I done got cheated on 10 times and each time she was with Keisha. God damn, like, do y'all got a script that y'all read? At Keisha's house, she got drunk. I had to hold her hair bag and she was on the couch and I slept because I ain't want her. I was at Keisha's house and her man had been trying to stalk her and I spent the night there just so she could be safe. I'm like, bitch, are you the police? You was going to stop her, man? I was at Keisha's house and Keisha mama said, like, yeah.
Of course, it works, Javon. Why would we create anything different when we know it works?
But okay. Now, do women be thinking shit work, or is it that men want the pussy so bad? You know what I'm saying? Because I be thinking some of the lies that women tell, she be like, man, that nigga don't believe that shit. He wants some pussy, so he gonna believe that shit.
It all depends on who.
I
It
know he
all
wants some pussy though, girl.
but it all depends on who it is. You do know that there's different men for different things. So
Yeah,
some
okay.
men some men just can't get enough. And you're just like, man, this dude even if I'm just trying to, write something down, he's between my thighs. Next thing I know, he's just always on it. He just wants it all the time. And then other ones will be like, no, we're good, as long as we got it, as long as I know I can get it, I'm not gonna pound you.
So let me ask you
some men just don't get enough.
As a woman, who
Yes.
do you lie to? Because men say we lie to the woman that we love. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of niggas say. I think it's some bullshit. But for the most part, men have a consensus. I lied to you because I love you. I want to spare your feelings. I don't want to hurt you. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard that.
That's what. Now, me, I'm more of a realist. If I care about you, I'm not gonna lie to you. So, but however, men lie to a woman they love because they fear that they gonna lose them. Who do women lie to?
Not always is it lied to her, but sometimes he omits information to her.
That's lying.
So he might not give the whole story. He might not. He just might avoid altogether. If he has something going on, he's going to avoid altogether that conversation around that to where that can even come up.
Yeah, it's like omission. It's almost like we know if we give a woman just enough that's believable, she'll stay with us. It's like, you been fucking that girl. I saw you over her house car. And the man be like, no, I ain't fucking. She just sucked my dick. Just give her just enough. Omit the and then the woman like, she just suck your dick. That's all. And because she want to stay with you anyway, she believe that she just I didn't do that. I just kissed her. You know what I'm saying? Just
all that extra, just avoiding.
Avoid
not giving the whole story.
The question I have for you, because I want to see what you say, because I have my own opinion. So if I'm saying that men will lie to somebody that we care about and don't want to hurt, who do women lie to?
So are you talking about currently or in the Playgirl years?
Playgirl years, because currently, you on the up and up. During your Playgirl years, do you lie to the man that you really like, or do you lie to the man that you don't give a fuck about? And explain why.
So I would have a rolling 4. So what I mean by that, I had one main, and then I had about 3 that I was rotating.
Yeah.
So the main one that I liked the most.
Hold up. Say that again, because I want people to understand. You're saying you had a rolling 4. That's just you. Now, before you go into that, I want to know. Because I said this and people got mad. Do women have a rolling 4, or was that just you?
I don't know about other women. I'm just saying for me at the time when I was in Playgirl years, I was doing a rolling 4.
But do you think
I was playing it like Spades? Do you remember Spades?
Yeah. Do you think most women got 2-3 niggas though?
Oh, you talking about period? I mean, it's a probability. Yeah, a high probability. Yes. Okay,
go ahead.
Yeah,
so you had your rolling 4. Go ahead.
Yeah, rolling 4. So the one that I would lie to the most is the one that I didn't really care about as much. I would lie all the time. Like, I wasn't. Well, my phone was ringing, and who's that? Oh, I don't know. It's my friend. I won't say Keisha, but it was my friend P Diddy, or I'll say Susie was calling me. I'd be like, oh, it was my girl Susie, or and the phone would ring, and so I would try to get all the text messages out of the way first, and then because dudes are oftentimes like when I was going through the rolling 4. The dudes would get tight on how I was flirtatious. So, you just be talking to dudes on the phone, and see, you be trying to be flirtatious and shit. What the fuck? It's like, it ain't nothing. I'm just friends. I'm just friends with him. Don't worry about that. It's okay. So it was usually the last one, and like usually the last 1 or 2 I would kind of play games with.
So you're saying, as a woman, for the most part, y'all will tell a man that you really, really like the truth, and lie to the one you don't give a fuck about.
Right, because you have in your fantasy that the main one is the one you want to end up with. The main one is the one you want to end up with. He's really the one that you want to give all your attention to, but because you think he's playing games, you're like, okay, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna play mine.
But you never tell the main one that you got 2-3 other guys,
no,
do you?
Not in the Playgirl years. Hell no, absolutely not. I'm the good girl. I'm the good girl, so no.
Yeah, because that's what I've experienced more so in life. Like, I've seen situations where a woman will lie to the guy shit that she really likes. Almost like I've seen situations where I've seen
that was omission, not lie.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Omission,
yeah.
Since omission, I didn't commit it. I omitted. I never told you that I got a fucking train ran on me by 5 guys in college. You know what I'm saying? And then the guys at home come and be like, "That's Jomo."
Oh my God, no. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you just omit that information. You don't bring that up because you have other plans for that one.
Because I've seen situations where I've had women that you know, my granddaddy always said, if a woman don't let you slut them out, they don't really like you. You know what I'm saying? And you said
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you said you agree with that, right? If she don't let you slut out, she don't like you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And slutting out could be train, come on her face, freaky sex in the park, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
every woman's freak is to different variations.
Yeah.
So it depends on that woman. Some might let you get down with the get down, and some might be like, you know, I'll be as freaky as I will let you to my conservative side.
Yeah.
So some of us are conservative.
I've seen.
They ain't gonna let you do all that, but you know. I told you, Capricorns are not going to share. They're not going to share. Another female is not going to be in my bedroom. They ain't having.
Yeah,
I'm not sharing. No.
So it's almost like I've seen situations where I've talked to women and, you know, doing reflective discourse one-on-ones, and they husband might want to do something freaky. And I said, well, have you ever did that with a dude before? And they be like, yeah, I've been did that. And I'm like, well, why you won't do it with your husband? Why would you give a man that didn't care about you, didn't pay for anything, a threesome or do this with this man, but your husband is paying your bills and taking care of you? And they be like, they don't want their husband to know how freaky they really are or what they will go. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
Like the same thing of lying to somebody you care about.
Yes,
so why wouldn't women understand?
Well, it's not lying. Remember, it's omitting.
Yeah, we ain't gonna go with that. We gonna call that shit a goddamn lie. We ain't gonna we're gonna let you keep goddamn womanizing these words on me. It's like I'm trying to figure out.
I'm trying to do it like the women do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just telling you.
Why wouldn't a woman understand that though? Like, why wouldn't a woman understand it? Because, you know, and even though we get told as children, we always get the exact opposite feedback from women. My mother, women in my family, what's the first thing they say? If you tell the truth, you won't get in trouble. Just tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. I promise. You can tell me anything.
And then what happens?
Yeah, I stole it. Slap, motherfucker, give me the goddamn money. You done stole the motherfucking lying ass. So we don't hear that shit when we get to, if you tell the truth, you won't get in trouble. So what I'm saying is, for the most part, why wouldn't women understand the simplicity that a man gonna lie? Because they know they gonna tell a goddamn lie. Nobody, you know, I was talking to my wife one time and we had a situation, and it was just, my wife is so honest and real. I had caught her in a lie, and I was like, why you lie? She was like, because I didn't want you to know. She was just like, everybody lies. I mean, like, who wouldn't lie? That's the purpose of a lie, when you try to conceal something or hide something. And I wasn't even mad. I was like, well, that makes so much fucking sense to me.
Absolutely.
You didn't want me to know. So,
well, that's why you're married to her. Because she's raw. She's a truth teller.
Yeah. Like,
even in the lie, she told the truth.
Told the truth, yeah. Me, I have a hard time lying because I can't remember shit. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's because in my, as you call them, your Playgirl days, in my Playboy days, I had enough women to where I couldn't even lie, because I would be with a woman and we go to the talk of the town, or you might see another woman another day and she be like, we was at the talk of the town last week, and I'd be like, shit, I thought I was with Carol at the talk of the town. So I couldn't tell no lies, because I would just have to
didn't do good. Yeah.
Because when I would try to be like, well, such and such, I would always get caught like, nigga, that ain't me. That's your other bitch. And I'd be like, oh,
Right.
okay, my bad. That was Keisha.
See? That's it. That's it.
So
Right.
when it come down, Mr. Shees says, I think that says Sleaze. I like that name, Sleaze Bucket. Women lie to anyone and everyone as long as the lie benefits their agenda. Let me ask you something. This is why is it that when a woman is caught in a lie, she will cry, fight, and get violent before she acknowledges that she is lying?
Because we struggle with accountability. Remember, I told you that the lies that we say also matches our internal dialogue of lies that we tell ourselves. So until we become realists, until we become honest with ourselves and authentic in our human nature and being, we are going to continue to tell the lies. We're going to continue to play the games because it matches what we say internally. So if I'm constantly telling myself lies, what makes you think I would be a good lover or a good woman or a good wife to you and I do nothing but lie to myself? So telling you a lie just matches what I tell myself.
So let me ask you this, and this is what I've said, and I've realized, and I say I'm a woman whisperer, and I always say I feel sorry for women, because women actually walk around 24/7 lying to themselves to just make it through the fucking day.
Yes, absolutely.
Now you paint a picture, because the reason I like hosting with you, because when I say something, you can explain what I mean from a woman's perspective, in a perspective that even amazes me. So when I say that, I'm making a statement. Now, when you say you agree, explain. A woman walks around lying to herself 24/7.
Yes.
Just to have what she thinks is some sanity. Explain that. How does that look in a day for a woman?
Remember, I can continue to say, and I have said on each one of our lives we've been on together, is a woman that is not in purpose has to fill herself up with some type of internal dialogue or conversation with herself to feel better. It is a feel-good drug to lie to yourself. If we stay in hope, in fantasy, in desire, in all kinds of narratives in our minds saying that we love our life and we know we're going to do this and we do that, but really our life is mediocre. We stay grounded in disappointment. So to elevate ourselves from disappointment into happiness, or should I say lustfulness, we have to continue to tell ourselves things to make us feel better. This is why women go to church. This is why women go to watch the shows, because they want to feel better, because they are not in, I guess, in purpose, and they're also not in happiness. They are constantly disappointed with their now. So they don't live here. They don't live in the right now. They don't live in reality. They live in either yesterday or in that love scene I told you about that happened 4 years ago. They stay in there. Or they stay in the future, which is, I'm going to be married. I'm going to have a man take care of me. It's just a matter of time.
So let me ask you this, because I want to equate this, because I can easily see it in men and understand it, but it's harder to see it in women and understand it. You see it, but it's hard to understand. Is that like equivalent to a man who ain't been shit his whole life and he walk around telling himself his teachers didn't like him, the government is bad, the system is rigged. They
Yes.
hate black people.
Mm.
They got a plan to send every black man to jail because
Yes.
he know he's never gonna be shit. He already know his level of what he's going to try to do and attain. So
Right.
instead of just looking like, man, I've been knowing you 40 years, you ain't never done shit. Quiet.
Right.
You know, it's like if you shut the fuck up, we just look at you like, man, you ain't done shit in 50 years with your motherfucking life. You ain't never done shit. And we just say that one time. But he's walking around loud. The white man and the government and the penitentiary system. And it's like he's lying to himself, but he's saying these things out loud to justify how he think men see them. It's like a woman saying she happy single.
Yes.
Is that the effect of it? Like oh my God, it just hit me. It's like I've had jobs with women who don't have no man and no kids, and all they do is work overtime and take trips and buy bags. And it's almost like this whole idea that they've created of I own a house. I got this. That's why I don't have a man. Man ain't on my level. I got too much. I'm too educated to have a man. It's that lie, that internal lie has become projected to the world. So your saying is before social media, before we had all this access to people, what we're hearing on social media was the lies that women used to internally tell themselves.
Absolutely. Yes. And then and like to piggyback off of what you brought up about the men. So we'll go down that road real quick. So you talked about him talking about everything outside of himself as to why he didn't accomplish anything, but he has internalized his victimhood. He gets high off of his victimhood. His disappointment of his life in reality is now his victimhood. That's where he lives. You know how we call stuff our hood?
Yeah.
Well, his victimhood is where he resides in his soul. We have a living soul, Javon, and I tell you all the time, this is our avatar. This is our body, but this is our avatar. But inside of us, what's behind the body is our living soul. So in that, his living soul is stuck in his victimhood.
So it's like waking up in the morning, looking around, and you in a fucked up environment, and the thing that gets you high is going to look for a reason. Donald Trump got terrorists on the world. It's like these people.
That's my reason. Yes.
Yeah, they literally look for reasons to feel bad. I equate it like this. I was talking to a homeboy last night, and talking about a woman from my past that had hit me recently. And I was like, he was like, man, I wouldn't go down that road again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, I kind of like to feel that pain. I like to feel that love. I like to feel a certain thing. It's like, I kind of equate it to, you ever had somebody from your past and it was a certain song that reminded you of them? And you know you can't have them again, but when you hear that song, it make you cry, but it makes you feel real good at the same time. It's just song.
I'll say this in answer to your question about a past love affair that I had. I'll be honest, I did a detox of all of my exes. So I got rid of all that shit. All the men that I was previously involved with, Playgirl years to the last ex that I told you, just whipped up over and all that. I don't have any recollection of desire to even taste it again. Not even one of them.
Well, I don't know. It's different for men because, like Granddaddy said, you gonna run across 3 good pussies in your life. So that might be that good pussy you reminisce. I know there's this song by this chick named Coco Jones that came out. I know when we said goodbye, you don't mean no goodbye. And when I heard that song, it's this woman that would hit me ever so often. And I was like, damn, that song remind me of that situation. And I'll go listen to the shit because I can't have her no more.
Okay.
I'll go listen to the song.
I did a detox. I got rid of all of that. That's too much. And for me, it's a little different because I can romanticize and not just go there with it, but then I can become fiending over it.
Yeah,
I
that's how
don't, and
I
I don't got that to do.
yeah,
It's too
I
much
like that.
energy. I don't
I,
want to fiend again. I'm good. I ain't got that to do.
yeah. I like that truth. It's like the song Usher got that said, "Let it burn." I like
Yeah,
that burn. I like
yeah.
that burn.
I'm good on all
I
that.
call her every
Too
now and
damn
then
much.
just to check on her. How you doing? Do you still love me? You know I still love you, but I would never let you back in my life. Oh, let it burn. And I don't tell myself no lies about that situation because I
Right.
feel like if I lie about that situation, it won't feel as good as it felt.
Well,
You get
because
what
the
I'm
truth
saying?
is more authentic.
Yes, the truth feels so much better to me.
It
But
does.
I was saying that a woman lies that 24/7. It's like if you get up in the morning and you
Mm-hmm.
have to put your face on and
Mm-hmm.
put your hair on,
Mm-hmm.
put on your Spanx and push your breast up and your feet
Mm-hmm.
hurt in your shoes. And when you get to work, you sit down at your desk and you unbutton your pants because they too tight on your stomach. How
Right.
does that feel?
For a
Like,
woman, if
I
she
mean,
can go out and fake it till she makes it, she's fine with it. The pain is okay. It's
wow.
okay.
I know
Because
I done had on some,
if I can fake it and I can get the looks I want and I can get the attention I want and I can get the men that I want to look, oh yeah. The pain
wow.
in this shoes is all right. I'll figure it out later. I'll soak them in some Epsom salt or something, or have one of the dudes I'm messing with. I have them rub my feet down or something. But I that little bit of pain ain't nothing. It's more pain for me not to do all of that and not receive the attention that I want. I want the
It's
attention.
more pain for me not to go out of the house.
No, more pain.
I
Yes.
remember a situation where I had went out with some of my homeboys. We was at a party in DC, and you know I'm trying to be cheap, and I done bought a little pair of cheap dress shoes from Payless just to make it through the day because it matched the outfit so perfectly. It was some white dress shoes. I wear 15. I done bought a 13. And I could get my foot in them with no socks. So I'm telling myself, I'm gonna pull the sole out the bottom of that motherfucker, and that's gonna be a little. So I pulled the sole out and wore the motherfuckers with some dress socks. And about an hour into the party, I was like, man, I'm calling the cab to leave. And it was like, man, I was in there with my motherfucking white on and bitches was all over me and everything was good. But my motherfucking feet was hurting so bad, I had to leave. And I'm like, I got no fucking enjoyment out of my feet hurting that bad. And that's when I was like, okay, from now on, I'll never do that again. Buy some damn shoes that's two sizes too small just to have a pair of white shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Oh my God. That's
It's
hilarious.
And it's like you said, like I said, with all the dressing and things you have to do, and at your job, you know, I'm a man. I'm a man. You remember that commercial back in the day? The nigga used to get up mad, time to make the donuts. Gotta go make the donuts. You remember that commercial? How miserable that guy. Now, how you gonna act like you love your job as a damn woman? You acting like you love your job, and you know what I'm saying?
We
So
do whatever it takes. Literally, we will do whatever it takes because we desire the attention. That's what I keep telling you. The attention is the drug if I'm purposeless. If I don't have my purpose already in alignment with my life, then attention from others, outsiders, is going to be my drug of choice.
let me ask you something, and this is what I think.
Okay.
Which gender do you think could stop the lying problem? Like if women stop lying, would men stop lying, or if men stop lying? Which gender do you think could put their foot down and say, "I ain't lying no goddamn more," and we will be truthful with each other? I know that's a weird question.
I think if women stop lying first, I think it will work.
You think?
Because to be honest, I think women lie more to ourselves, and this is why we can't stand when a man tells us the truth. But if we would start telling ourselves the truth, then we would require our man to tell us the truth, and we would welcome him to do that. He would find himself more apt to enjoying telling the truth. being himself authentically. And then it would become contagious. Men would then follow suit because they're like, well, shit, they want the truth for real. And not saying they want the truth, but they really do want the truth. And now we're getting more into relationship. We're getting more in friendship. We're getting more into enjoyment of being our true selves to ourselves first and then to each other.
And I agree. I don't agree with that. I think the exact opposite. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
I believe men control the access to relationships. You get what I'm saying?
No,
okay, meaning this. Women decide if we gonna fuck. Men decide if we go together or if we gonna get married. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So a woman can decide, a man can date a woman 2 months and he can't fuck until she said we fucking. Once the man fucks, now the woman is waiting on that man to say, will you be my woman? Will you be my girlfriend? You get what I'm saying?
They're in the wait.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Men control the access of relationships. Do we go together? So I think if men who are more of a commodity, meaning when something is less, it's more valuable. You see what I'm saying? Like it's less diamonds. So diamonds are more valuable than fucking pearls. You can have a string of pearls and it ain't valuable as one diamond. So I look at it like this. You got a goddamn room full of good women and you might have 3 good men in the room. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. So I say if men, because we control the access to relationships, if we stop lying, you know what? I'm dating you and I got 3 other women I'm fucking with. Take it or goddamn leave it. I think women would say, you know what? I got to take it because guess what? If I don't take a man's truth, I'm never gonna have a man.
That's true.
But that's why I think that. But that don't mean I'm right, and that don't mean you're wrong. I just think it's like
you just have a difference of opinion.
Yeah, I think men need to just step up and cut the. You know, it's men out here that are millionaires still lying.
Of course.
That's what I mean. Like, come on, Jay-Z. Jay-Z, you ain't got to lie to Beyonce. You're a fucking millionaire. Hey, look, baby, you know I'm goddamn Jay-Z. I'm worth $1 billion. You know these women was gonna like me. You know I'm gonna have a couple of Beckers with the fucking good hair. What's wrong with
you? You gotta remember also that Beyonce may have a certain, if we're honest, her maturity level may only be to the degree of the maturity level that he knows is accepting of his lies. So we got to remember, Beyonce and Jay-Z started when they were young, and Beyonce hasn't really had anything else since Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So she hasn't really. I always call it she hasn't had an evolution from her actual mature age, not her chronological age. Her mature age hasn't really upgraded. So she's been kind of in a locked box. Yeah. Because she's into, you know, once you're young and you're learning and in Hollywood and stuff like that, your mature level it kind of goes into arrested development. So because of that, she's like, man, I mean, I don't want to hear the truth, Jay. I want you to just tell me the lie. And he's like, all right, cool. I'll tell you the lie. She's not going anywhere. Where's she gonna go?
Yeah. I've just always believed like if men would just put our foot down and tell the truth, women would kind of have to just fall in line. You know what I'm saying? Like it amazes me when I see a man that know a woman is only with him for his money and he still tell fucking lies to her. I have had dudes that I know that I would say, you know, she with you for your money, right?
Right.
And he'd be like, yeah, I know that bitch gold digger. She don't want nothing but my money. I said, well, why you just tell her a fucking lie? We at the strip club, nigga. You told her we playing Monopoly. It's like, you know, she's with you for money.
Right.
So it seemed like you could see if she with you for money and you paying her $2,000-$3,000 a month. You say, let's say you pay her mortgage $2,000 a month.
Right.
I pay your mortgage $2,000 a month. Where you at? I'm over here with Becky, Sue Ellen, getting my dick sucked. What you worried about it for? I pay you $2,000 a month. I would be arrogant. I would be a womanizer with all that money. You know what I'm saying? Almost like, what the fuck is you asking me some shit for? I pay for your life. It be men taking care of everything, hand everything, still sneaking around fucking lying. And I don't understand that.
Yeah, but remember, I told you it's oftentimes it's a drug either way. So even if he's not being authentic with a woman, he's not authentic with himself, with money or not. It's not the money. It's his authenticity to himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when you're not authentic or you don't really share in authenticity with each other, you're hiding a lot of who you are to her because you know she's there for the money. So you're not going to be honest with her. You know why she's here.
Yeah.
If that woman was there because of you, money or no money, fame or no fame, then you would treat her different. Well, then shit, I can't tell her the truth. She's not leaving me. The first man that I told you, my partner, the first man to tell me the fucking truth is the one that got the most authentic love I could possibly give. I didn't even know I could go there because I've always been lied to. But what I always say is when he told me his sexual truth, I had to put it in like in a tablet. Here's my sexual truth. Here you go. I take the tablet and I hold it in my mouth and I don't want to swallow it. Well, I don't want to swallow this. This is terrible. This isn't what I wanted to hear. I want to be the only one. And, I told you I'm a Capricorn, so we're selfish as hell. We don't want to share shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like, I don't want to swallow this down. This is terrible. But then I was like, well, wait. And then his question was, well, do you want me to tell you the lies? I was like,
And let me ask you something. What ultimately made you swallow his sexual truth? Was it simply because you knew that you wanted him in your life and he was a good enough man to where you like, fuck it, I want this man in my life? What made you accept his sexual truth if it wasn't normal to what you really always wanted? Like you said, hey, I want my own man. I'm a Capricorn. I don't share. What made you accept his sexual truth?
I guess the best way to put it is I was in a place where I loved with my eyes wide open.
Say that again and explain that.
I loved with my eyes wide open, meaning that I wasn't in fantasy. I decided that this time around, if I'm going to say, and I already am professed that I fell in love or whatever the hell I said. So after I said that, I was like, well, shit, now that I put myself out here, what am I supposed to do with this? Okay, well, slow your roll. Your goal isn't to get married anymore. You remember you got out the car of life and you told the God that you were going to have God use you for your purpose and all that profession you told God about what you were going to do and just use me, God, and all this stuff. Remember that conversation which you had up here with the spirit? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So now he done gave you his sexual truth. Now what you going to do with it? Oh, well, I don't know. So for a long time, I didn't know what to do with it. And then I was like, well, let me think. So then finally, once I swallowed it down, I said, well, shit, now that he told me his truth, shit, let me see what mine is.
So you didn't even know your sexual truth.
No, I didn't.
You're just so used to telling every man, you're the only motherfucker I like. You're the only motherfucker I'm gonna ever deal with. You're the only motherfucker I like. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wow.
So I didn't even know my own. So then I had to take a journey. And that journey again has created the Miyagami philosophy that I have on sexuality and sexual truth.
So do you think society plays a big role on women telling men the truth? As far as if a woman tell a man, I'm dating 2 guys already and you're the third, hopefully you can knock them 2 out of the box. Do you think society and how men view that will make women never tell the truth? You know, because every woman I ever met in my life says she ain't talking to nobody.
Well,
she ain't talking to nobody.
I'll tell you this. I find now, since I have a new sexual awareness, let me just be honest with that. When you only have a certain sexual awareness and you are only one-dimensional on understanding sexuality, you only see it from that phase, and you're only going to welcome that understanding of it. But once I detached from my own understanding of what sexuality is and opened up to understanding it, I shut all that down that I thought I knew. And I said, well, just show me what it is for real. So let me study outside of my own understanding. So let me study polyandry. Let me study polygamy. Let me study having multiple partners so I can
You
understand.
realize I've been doing this shit my whole life anyway. I just got to put a name to it.
But see, I didn't. I was trying to, outside of the Playgirl years, I was pretty one-on-one. So I didn't know. So I'm like, well, let me study what I have a hard time to stomach. So let me study that. So once I decided to learn and expand my mind understanding of sexuality, I decided from that space and understanding, let me get an understanding of it. So now I can now create a newness. I don't have to be so closed off. And I oftentimes see now more people talking about being open and with open partners and open marriages and stuff. So now I'm like, oh, okay. And there is a newfound understanding, and it's less toxic or campaigning, but more understanding and welcoming to you being what you are, without me being in judgment or Javon, aren't you married with your wife? Why you got another woman? And all, I don't have that judgment.
So
yes.
Essence says something that I want to address. Black women feel like they always have to perform. Now, there was an interview I saw with Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin, and she was basically saying, lie to me. If you come home and you had a hard day's work and you're tired, smile for me like you smile for your boss. Pep up. You know what I'm saying? So the question I've always had is, I have, and I'm talking about black women in general, because I don't give a fuck about white women. I'm not that I don't give a fuck, but you get the point when I mean it. I've always seen a situation where black women rarely like to make a mistake. Black women perform. They're always on point performing.
Right.
Why is it so hard for a woman to perform for her children and her husband, but they can perform so well for their co-workers and their boss? Meaning, if like, for lack of a better word, if a woman wake up on the wrong side of the bed, her kids and her husband gonna fucking know it all day.
Right.
But if she wake up on the wrong side of the bed, she can go to work and fucking plan a wedding and be the happiest host in the world.
Right.
What do you think? What's up with that?
Personally, I think that person that has these issues or mistreats their mate, their kids, they mistreat themselves, so they're out of purpose. So what I mean by that is, if you want to have better treatment, if you want to have better understanding of your children, of your mate, you have to make sure they're in proper order. Number one, your mate comes first, period. I always said that. Your mate comes first. He shouldn't be tertiary and everybody else is before him and all that. That's out of order. And why is the people under your roof being treated worse than the people outside of your home? That's out of order. Yeah. So you as a woman, if you are very vicious, nasty, very toxic, or narcissistic towards your family, you need to get some coaching. Look me up. And then again, if that's also the issue, you also need to take a look at, what are you telling yourself? And how can you feel okay in that? It takes practice to treat people well.
Do you think it has something
your lover and your kids?
Do you think it has something to do with the fact, because I'm trying to figure this out for women, that you can lose your job and lose your money?
Yes.
But as a woman, you feel like my husband and my children will always love me?
That's unacceptable. They won't. That's not a truth. That's a lie to yourself. That's not true. You know how many kids out here mistreating fathers and not speaking to their mothers and beating them up? And you've seen on the news recently where the two girls stabbed their mother because she turned the Wi-Fi off. That's not
Well,
true.
it's just like a lie women may say to just justify. Because I mean, in my mind, I feel like shit. If she go to work, if she snap off at her boss, she gonna lose her income. But if she snap off at her husband, that's just gonna be an argument, and they still can stay together.
Yeah, but that's unacceptable. Your treatment of how it must be practiced first, how you treat you.
Yeah.
So let me clear this up so we're not confused. How you treat yourself matters. So if you are mistreating you, which means you're saying ill stuff to yourself, you're not gifting yourself true honesty, you're lying to yourself, you're being bitter towards yourself, you're not really happy with what's going on in your life and everybody else is to blame, this is a problem for you. This means that everybody outside of you is going to be treated the same or worse than that. So with that said, it is vital that if you're mistreating your mate or your children that are supposed to be two of, the family, that unit that you're supposedly in love with, and you mistreat them, then what are you doing to you on the inside?
You know, it's funny because, I talk to sisters all the time and I tell them men don't walk around lying to ourselves and lying like that because men kind of just lie to women. Like women don't realize that men don't give a shit. A man will fight a man for, man, fuck you. Who the fuck is you? I ain't got to tell you no lie, motherfucker. I fucked your bitch. You know what I'm saying? Men will fight before we lie to each other. So when men lie, it's to women, genuinely. You know what I'm saying? But I, like I said, I hear almost like I can hear a woman, I call it that negative self-talk.
Yeah, like internal dialogue.
A woman's brain is her worst enemy. Like a woman's brain is. I want to ask Essence if she don't mind typing it up, or she might come in. But if she can give when she said Black women feel like they have to perform. Why do you feel like Black women have to perform? Is there a pressure of how the world look at y'all? Do y'all have a pressure of being the big mama, the save, the matriarch? Like, why do Black women feel like they have to perform all the time?
Good question.
Because like I said, like I told my wife, I feel like, baby, you walking around like it's a damn camera on you, like you on the Truman Show, like the world just looking at you 24/7. So I've seen that in my sisters. And then to hear this sister say Black women feel like they have to perform all the time, I would be curious to, you know what I'm saying, what she thinks about that. I'm going to put up the link to invite her in. That's if she want to come in and explain. If she don't want to come in and explain, she don't have to. I see, okay, there we go. Black women are taught explicitly or silently that the outside world demands perfection, professionalism, patience, and constant proving. Now, who teaches Black women this? Because I know there's an absence of fathers in the Black community. Who teaches Black women this? Because I've always heard my grandmother tell my aunts, you got to be twice as better than white women, or 5 times better. If they take 5 steps, you got to take 10 steps. So where does this come from? You know what I'm saying? There's a link right here. If you're watching on Aggressive Church, boom. If you're watching on Mild and Masculine Man, I don't know why the Facebook link didn't come up, but either way, it is what it is. But I definitely can see that Black women are taught that they got to be sharp on all the time. And Delise said other women. You know what I'm saying? So is it this thing of you interpret for them? You interpret for us what you feel like they mean real quick, since they not here.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
So I think that it's influential. So because social media, we can also add to that pot. Social media, familial bonds, gossip. And we as women also have a tendency to compare our lives to someone else. So I'll tell you what I told my partner one day. I said, you know what? I said, I was at this, I think I was at a restaurant and I was just standing there. And this woman came up to the, matter of fact, I was door dashing. And a woman comes up to the counter where I'm standing. And she starts bragging about how she's going on a cruise. Her man's taking her on this cruise and she's so excited. She was telling the person at the register how much she's going to have so much fun at this cruise. And I'm standing there. I'm not even interested in a cruise, but because a lot of times with my spiritual practice and what I'm here to do and purpose, the spirit shows me certain things to realize, oh shit. So it doesn't have to be anything major that a woman compares her life to. This woman I don't know from Adam or Eve. But the truth of the matter is, she said what she said. That's energetic. Her energy and what she said hit me like a freight train. Now, I don't even want to go on a cruise, but I'm saying it hit me so that I could see, oh, so women start to deep dive themselves into a lack. And since they're in lack, or they automatically believe they're in lack, they start to feel a way about what they don't have in comparison to what someone said.
So let me ask you something before we get out of here. I want to talk about that one day.
Okay.
Because it sounds like you kind of bullshitted me a little bit. It's like you said, although you didn't want to cruise, your spirit led you to see that. Did you kind of feel like a little jealous that she was going on a cruise, or did you feel the need to speak up and say, I've been on a cruise? Or like, why did spirit, why did that moment, why was that moment significant for you?
Well, because it was something I never did. So I didn't have a desire to do it. But the point was, I never did it before. I never been on a cruise. I've heard great things about cruises. So because I've never been there, there's an ignorance to it. But then there's a question, well, you know, is it fun, or should I go, or what is it? And so then I was like, this is how women get swooped up.
I see what you're saying. So it's almost like you said to yourself, damn, I never been on a cruise. Like you judged yourself.
Yeah.
It's almost like waking up and like we see in this internet world, you know, your woman back in the day, granddaddy had to just keep up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
She got a Cadillac. She got a new purse from Belks. And then it's like, now it's like a woman can get up and see shit on the internet and shit people got and people going places, and she judged herself like, why I ain't got that? Why my man ain't giving me that? Why my life ain't that? Why my child ain't like that? I get what you're saying. I'm gonna get out of here. I ordered a thing. It's on the way. It's old because the camera a little old. I ordered a thing to where that battery won't go out no more. So next time we'll be good on that situation. I appreciate y'all, family. We love y'all. Y'all see the Cash Apps right there. The master teacher. Carla, Nicole with the one in there. So y'all hit us up. Y'all follow her Patreon. We appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all next week.
Wednesday,
9 p.m. Bye, Miss Carla.
Bye, babe.